soldaz.com.
This summer at Disneyland, kids rule! Let's go!
First, we're going on all the best rides.
Like Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We want to get soaked.
Yeah! We want to do everything!
Play Keepy Uppy with Louie and Bingo. Dance with Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, and Darth Vader will be there this summer.
Impressive.
I want to get the biggest scoop of ice cream.
We're definitely staying up late for fireworks. Stay
AM
up
1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. For many listeners, a criminal record can feel permanent. Thankfully, Arizona law allows convictions to be set aside and civil rights, including Second Amendment rights, to be restored. For the hundreds of listeners we have assisted to date, the results have been life-changing. If you're ready to find out what's possible for yourself or a loved one, we can help. To book a free consultation today, call 855-GUN-RIGHTS or visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com. That's RestoreMyCivilRights.com.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but Northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
In Arizona, we expect big things. The Grand Canyon, wide open skies. And now there's Jumbo Buck Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery. They're bigger than big. They're jumbo. They've got jumbo prizes up to $1 million, jumbo bonus multipliers, and a jumbo promotion with $2 million in Players Club prizes with a grand prize of $1 million. So go for big, go for jumbo, and play Jumbo Buck Scratchers today. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
That it is, Big Voice Guy. It is the Thursday edition of the lunch break. Right here, KDUS AM 1060, streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on the program. We can jump right into it. Our daily special, our top story. The Dodgers blank the Diamondbacks.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
I think last night's game should go in the textbook. It should be the prime example of why people hate the Los Angeles Dodgers. Everything about that game is why people hate the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani goes out there and dominates, lowers his season ERA to, I don't know, 0.72 at this point. I don't even know how low it's gone. Oh, he also produces offensively. Kyle Tucker also comes through. They're just an annoying team to face because you know how talented they are. You know how good they are. You know it's going to be an uphill battle to face them. And then last night, they just roll out basically the best version of themselves. Shohei Ohtani dominates, throwing up a bunch of zeros. The Diamondbacks only get 2 hits. You get shut out, and I think this makes 2 nights ago and the rally that fell short, it makes that one feel even worse because you knew. You just knew facing Ohtani with how good he has been as a pitcher this season and how good he is swinging the bat, and Kyle Tucker and Freddie Freeman and just Max Muncy. It's just everybody. It's everybody that you expect to produce for the Dodgers produces. You expect Shohei Ohtani to be brilliant. He is. You expect Kyle Tucker and Freddie Freeman to do on the regular what they did last night, and they did it. They're just so annoying. So put that one in the textbook, because that game last night is why people don't like the Dodgers. It's why the Dodgers are being looked at as the prime example as to why there needs to be a salary cap in this sport. And the union battle, the labor battle that is going to occur over the coming months to try to change the financial system, because teams don't like, owners don't like what the Dodgers have been doing to the sport. You saw it last night because the Dodgers do that on the regular. Shohei Ohtani does that on the regular. He came into the game last night with an ERA sub 1. He lowered it even further with the, 6 shutout innings last night? The Diamondbacks' first hit didn't come until the 4th inning of the game.
Yeah, 6 shutout last night. Lowers his ERA to 0.72.
It's annoying how good he is. It's annoying. Went to pick up my daughter last night from my father-in-law's house. Game was on. Ohtani was warming up. And I just said, it's just crazy that he's able to do this, because they showed his statistics. They showed the 0.82 ERA. And I said, it's insane that he is able to be this good as a pitcher and also be a perennial Silver Slugger MVP candidate just for what he does hitting the baseball. It's actually almost unfair that a player is that good. And it makes it even worse that he plays for the Dodgers and this organization, the Arizona Diamondbacks, have to see him so often. It's just annoying. Annoying is the word of the day. That's how I described that game last night. None of it's surprising. You're not, I think, mad today that the Diamondbacks lost in the way that they did. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player to ever play the sport. He's a dominant pitcher. He's going to do that. He's going to do that to more than just the Diamondbacks this season. He has been doing it to everybody that has faced him. On a night where he couldn't find the strike zone in the first inning, he still threw 6 scoreless. It's almost obnoxious how good he is. And the Diamondbacks get shut out. They get only 2 hits. Makes the previous night where they didn't finish the rally, where the rally fell short, where they didn't come through in the 9th inning. We spent the whole show yesterday debating a bunt. It makes that loss. Last night makes that loss feel worse because you didn't have a chance last night. You didn't have a chance with Zach Gallen on the mound. You didn't have a chance with Ohtani in that form. You didn't stand a chance. You're not on that level. You are not that team. The team that they rolled out there last night with Ohtani on the mound, nobody in baseball can touch that team.
Nobody's that team. That's That's
the Dodgers aren't even that team with any of their other 4 starters.
right. And
It's
that's
only
the argument.
with that guy on the mound.
And that's the argument every time that people are going to point to and say we need a salary cap. That is why the salary cap conversation is coming up. That's probably the reason we won't play baseball in 2027. Like that's a real conversation. And it's because of a game like last night where you have Shohei Ohtani come out and dominate you from a standpoint on the mound, and then also produce like he did at the plate. And it is one of those things. The only advantage that you get in facing Shohei Ohtani is maybe you can get him on the base pass and tire him out a little bit. And maybe he can't go as deep as other starters because, he also has a couple doubles in the game.
I mean, he threw 89 pitches through 6 innings. They could have sent him out there for the 7th.
They could have sent him out there. But they don't like to push him for obvious reasons.
Right. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. If this was a playoff game and
he's going the 7th.
He's going the 7th.
Yeah.
But, we're the Dodgers. We're up a bunch. It's a long season. We could take him out after 6 scoreless because we've got a really good bullpen as well. It's just talent everywhere, man. Talent in every facet of the game. And you see it when Ohtani pitches and he also DHs. And he doesn't do that very often, right? When I think it's the 3rd time this season he's done it where he's pitched and hit. I know that they created the rule for him, but they've kind of been taking it easy with him coming off of the injury the last couple of years. And you just see the utter domination. John says annoying or jealous. It's both.
I was going to say.
It's both.
It's both. And it's because of, I'm jealous because they have an advantage because of an antiquated rule.
And I'll tell you, I'll take it a step further. It's not just jealous of the Dodgers specifically. I would be jealous of whoever had Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. I would be jealous of whoever could roll out a starting pitcher who's also an MVP candidate.
Think about where this team is. Mookie Betts has been unplayably bad all year long. We're talking about a perennial MVP candidate. One of the best players of my lifetime has been horrible this year. By far the worst year of his career. He's hitting under 180. They're the best team in baseball still.
Because you got Shohei Ohtani at the top of the lineup.
Kyle Tucker is having the worst year of his career. They're the best team in baseball.
Because Freddie Freeman's still hitting 275. Andy Pages was an MVP candidate for the first month of the season.
Yeah, I am jealous.
I am jealous of a team.
Because if this team, if Ketel Marte is having a bad year, you see it. Unless he turns it on, this team struggles. If Corbin Carroll isn't great, they don't have the depth. Look at the Dodgers' depth. That's my point here.
And by the way, do not take, I'm speaking for myself here, do not take the jealousy or the, maybe frustration we're expressing of how the Dodgers are built. I am not in favor of a salary cap. I do not think that is the right system.
Listen.
But this is what people are going to point to.
Yeah, just because I said that this is what people are going to point to doesn't mean that that's what I would point to. I don't know if I'm pro-salary cap or anti-salary cap. I have to see the end-all, be-all deal hit the table because I think they're going to need one. There's no way they'll hit a salary floor without a cap, and I think I'm pro-salary floor, so that creates an issue.
So you just didn't stand a chance last night?
No, you had no chance.
You had no shot.
You had no shot. Well, unless Zach Gallen had a start like he had against Tarek Skubal.
Okay.
But he can't do that anymore.
You had 2 hits.
But even, if the 2 hits were timed at the right time, stole a bag. No, but in all seriousness, you had 2 hits last night. You had no chance offensively.
I mean, your first hit didn't come to the 4th inning.
It's hard to win.
It was 5-0 by then.
It's hard to win like that.
You were down 5-0 by the time you got your first hit of the game. So it was bad across the board. Zach Gallen wasn't great. Ohtani was. That was a problem for you offensively. You had 2 hits. One of them came from what I thought was a very interesting decision to put Geraldo Perdomo after a day off the prior day. Stick him in the leadoff spot.
Another reason you want to point to the reason people don't like Torrey?
I can't defend this one.
This is This is the one where you circle and be like, oh, this is why people don't like him.
Now, he did have one of the 2 hits, so I don't know how far I can take this argument. He used 50% of the offense last night. He turned a couple of double plays in the field. He was actually doing something out there. But I didn't love batting him leadoff last night. The 2 hits came from the 2 guys who've been promoted in the lineup, Geraldo Perdomo and Gabby Moreno. Because they gave Cattell a day off yesterday. And so that I would have just put Carroll in the leadoff spot. But Perdomo got a hit. Maybe that helps him get back on track. He was 1 for 4. So it wasn't like it was a huge day at the office. I'm looking at all these 0-fers last night. 0 for 4 for Carroll, 0 for 4 for Arenado, the 2 strikeouts, 0 for 3 for Pavin Smith with 2 strikeouts. They struck out 9 times as a team. They drew a couple of walks, but I mean, that's it.
By the way, so Michael asked me how much money does LA spend this year?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's technically $302.1 million.
Yeah, but their luxury tax stuff, because they're a repeater, takes them over $500 million.
Yeah, so the luxury tax takes them over $500 million. That's also saying that all of Ohtani's money is deferred. So, like, technically, he makes $28 million this year.
Well, he counts for the tax purposes, I think, at like 40 something.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
That's what I was just gonna say. He counts at the tax number at like 40 something.
I think it's 43, if I remember.
But annually, it should be over 70.
Right, based on what they're paying him. If you just take the total amount divided by the years, yeah, it's like $70 million.
I don't understand how Kyle Tucker's deal works, really.
Well, that deal's got opt-outs in it. It's structured weirdly,
rather strange, because right here on Spotrac, it is telling me that he is making $1 million.
I'll take the over on that.
100%. That's why I'm so confused.
I don't remember. I know that when they signed the deal, it's a 4-year deal on paper, but it's not actually a 4-year deal.
But I do think they have some good deals in here, some team-friendly deals. Like Will Smith only making $12 million. That's a team-friendly deal.
I mean, Freddie Freeman's not making a ton.
Freddie Freeman's making $22 million. Comparatively, Yamamoto is making $20 million. I know you can't, not every team can spend that much money, but put that in perspective of who's making $20 million in baseball. Freddie Freeman's the best player out of that group.
They're just a great team, and it was on full display last night. That was the final form of the Dodgers last night. Ohtani on the mound, producing with the bat, throwing 6 scoreless, Freddie Freeman doing stuff, Kyle Tucker, their new free agent acquisition producing. It was just their final form last night. The final boss of the Dodgers was on display last night, and you saw where you stood. You can't enter that arena. I don't know if many teams can. 480-864-1060 is the phone number. If you want to get involved today with the program, you can also. We've been shouting out some people over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. You can chat away with us over there as well. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, it wasn't just the loss last night. There was even more bad news. It happened before the game. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTO'Sullivans.com for a location near you.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. September 15th. Mortgage Matchup Center. The lights go down one final time. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be. The place to come when you want to have too much fun. Real Real sports fans need a sportsbook powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun. Twin Arrows. The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrows Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
If you're a pro, you know you need paint and primer fast, and the Home Depot has you covered with same-day or next-day delivery so you can stay on site and on schedule. Get high-quality Behr paints and Kills primers delivered right to your job site. And with the Home Depot app, reordering is faster than ever. Just pick your paint, track your order, and get your go-to color in no time. No delays, no extra trips, just the paint and primer you need when you need it. The Home Depot, how pros get more done. Limitations may apply, not available in all markets. See store for details.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Finally, the NBA Finals are upon us, and it is the matchup we all wanted, Spurs v. Knicks. The league's next potential dynasty, led by that unstoppable alien Victor Wembanyama, going up against a Knicks squad that's on a historic postseason heater, led by Jalen Brunson, who, if he can pull this off, will go down as the greatest Knick ever. But that is a huge if, and I just don't see him as nearly as big a problem for the Spurs as Wemby is for the Knicks. What the Knicks have done to get here is incredible, but who they did it against isn't. The completely delusional Cavs, who actually think they won despite being swept, and those scrubs in Philly. Meanwhile, the Spurs not only knocked out the defending champs and the two-time MVP in SGA, but did them twice in their house, including Game 7. The Knicks have not seen anything like the Spurs, and San Antonio creates more problems for New York than New York does San Antonio. In other words, Spurs in 6. I'm Jim Rome.
Yep, he's planning another project. So this Father's Day at Lowe's, tap into free gifts for dad. Get a free Select Craftsman power tool when you buy a Craftsman V20 charger with 2 amp-hour and 4 amp-hour batteries. Plus, get a free DeWalt power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt Max XR 4 amp-hour battery kit. Dad knows our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Well, this might have been worse than the result of the game last night, because before the 7-0 shutout at the hands of the Dodgers, Torey Lovullo met with the media and shared some not-so-good news. There was a setback for right-hander Corbin Burnes in his return from Tommy John surgery, a teres major muscle. Teres major muscle? It's one of the two pronunciations. I'm not a doctor.
I got to be honest, I had never heard of this muscle.
Not going to pretend to be one here on the radio. I think it's a teres. A teres major muscle. It's a muscle in your upper arm near your shoulder. And again, not a doctor. Think that's going to be pretty important for you to be able to pitch. A upper arm muscle near your shoulder. Feels like a pretty important piece to the puzzle. So this strain is more than likely going to leave him out
until September at the earliest. And a lot of thoughts when hearing this news yesterday, right? Immediately, you think about what the plans may be at the trade deadline now for the Diamondbacks. I thought about what that might mean for Mitch Bratt and him potentially now probably being the first man up if they need another arm for their rotation, with Corbin Burnes' return being pushed out even further. I hate to even say this, but producer Evan with a good shout in the morning meeting today. Obviously you didn't want this to happen. Obviously you wanted Corbin Burnes back the moment he was able. But if something like this was going to happen, it happening now in front of the trade deadline instead of after gives them time to react to news like this. It allows them to look through the available options. I still think Corbin Burnes is going to pitch this season. I think if he is able to get by this strain and if he's healthy in September, he will pitch. And I know that some of you out there will say, well, Chris, what's the point? It's September. It's only going to be a couple of starts. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery. Let's not forget that part of this. Every start that he can make moves him one start further away from the Tommy John surgery and moves him one step closer to being the Corbin Burnes that the Diamondbacks signed in the first place. So even if it's just 3 or 4 starts, that's a very valuable 3 or 4 starts. So for me, if he is healthy, if they're able to get this strain taken care of, if the rest of the rehab from the Tommy John goes well and he's able to pitch, he gets a clean bill of health, and he's able to ramp up and be able to pitch, he will pitch for the Diamondbacks at the end of this season.
Yeah, and I expect, if healthy and if available, that he'll get starts in September. And if they are, making a push for that wild card spot, if they are going to be in that wild card spot, I expect that he may see some innings in October as well. And you hate to say this, but yeah, if there was a time for this to happen for the Diamondbacks, it was now. And I think that extensively we have talked about, you can't look at the trade deadline like, well, we're going to get Corbin Burnes back, so we know we're going to add an ace already. It's not like that. Like, he was in your season plans, and if this had happened later or post deadline, you wouldn't have been able to address that starter role that I think we both think they need.
Well,
so
I think when you put together your roadmap for the season, when you put together your roster, I think this is the peril of assuming that everything is going to go according to plan and you're going to get Corbin Burnes back, right? And we've fallen into the trap before where we've said, when Corbin Burnes gets back. But this is why those that are making the important decisions don't or shouldn't, I think, factor this in, because you just never know, right? You just don't know. This has nothing to do with the Tommy John surgery. This is something else that has popped up in the process of rehabbing and coming back. You can get this injury not having had Tommy John surgery. This is an injury that can happen over the course of a season. I think Justin Verlander had it a couple of years ago when he was with the Mets. These types of injuries can happen. And so this is why you just can't factor him into your plans and just assume, we don't need to go out and get X. We don't need to get Y because we're going to get Corbin Burnes back in July. So we're not going to sign a starter for the first 3 or 4 months of the season. This is the proof as to why that logic isn't the best way to operate your front office. It's not the best mindset to have when building a team. And so it's a tough blow. I thought Corbin Burnes returning, even if it wasn't at 100%, would be a boost to the morale of the room. It would be a boost to the rotation. And instead, it's a gut punch. Instead, it's a reinforcement that you thought could be a helping hand is now more than likely not going to play any significant role in the results of this season. He may make a couple of starts at the end, but at that point of the year, more than likely, your season is going to be determined. If you're a playoff team or not a playoff team is probably going to be decided long before that time.
Yeah, I don't know how many important innings you'll see from Corbin Burnes this year.
I think he pitches. I just don't think they'll be super important innings.
You're not going to see high leverage spots.
I don't think so.
So it remains true. They need to go get a starter. And this was kind of the conversation we were going to have is when he comes back from Tommy John, who is he going to be? He's not going to be Corbin Burnes right away.
Well, and I do think that news yesterday leads into the news that was made today that the Diamondbacks have sent down Brandon Pfaadt down to Reno. And I think this is a direct result of that news yesterday.
100%.
Because I think they want to try to stretch him back out and try to maybe have him rejoin the rotation at some point this season.
See if he can get good starts down there.
And he was never going to get starts up here. And the role he was in of being the long man, it was not going to put him on a path to returning to the rotation, right?
No.
By going 2 innings here, 3 innings there, maybe the occasional 4 or 5 inning outing because a starter doesn't have it super early in a game. That wasn't going to be the roadmap for Brandon to reemerge in the rotation. The way he was going to get back into the rotation is by exactly what this team did today, sending him down to Reno. They can put him in the rotation. He can work on a fixed schedule. He can work on the tweaks and the adjustments to his arsenal, and then they can evaluate him on a start-by-start basis. Now, this is a big day for the show because we were big on Cade Stroud when he was acquired in the Blaze Alexander trade. He was one of the arms called up. Also, Philip Abner called up. Taylor Clark placed on the bereavement list. He's dealing with something, so they're giving him a couple of days to be away from the team. So Abner up, Cade Stroud up. It'll be our first look at Cade Stroud. The numbers down in Reno weren't great. He wasn't wowing with the numbers down.
It's hard to pitch in Reno.
Well, yeah, unless you're Mitch Bratt. He's the only guy that seemingly is able to pitch in Reno. So good to see him. This will be our first glimpse of the major piece in the Blaze Alexander trade from the spring, and he's an arm that we thought at the time could be a mainstay in this bullpen. It didn't work out that way with his performance in spring, but they need some reinforcements. They need some fresh arms, and so Cade Stroud is going to be called up.
Yeah, and hopefully I get to see him pitch tonight. It's a big day for the show. We were big Cade Stroud fans. This bullpen has been great. If he is good, imagine the addition that is.
Well, and by adding him or Abner in lieu of Brandon Pfaadt, you lengthen your bullpen, right?
Correct.
Because now, if you use Cade Stroud today, he's available tomorrow. If you use Brandon Pfaadt today, he's down for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So
you get more innings out of a bullpen that, with Brandon Pfaadt in it, still had one guy who was going to try to lengthen out at some point this year to be a starter.
Now, you don't have a prototypical long man innings eater out there now.
How many times did you use one today's game, today's baseball?
Once a week, maybe.
Like, and what's the long man get these days? 2 innings?
Well, there are those days where you're losing a game late and you want somebody to just eat it and throw a couple of innings.
Yeah.
So that you save.
For this team,
Paul
it really has
Sewald,
not come out much.
Kevin Ginkel. I know, but that's what you're trying to protect against, right?
Yeah.
When we're losing a game 7-0, like we were last night, I don't have to throw Kevin Ginkel out there in a big spot and not have him for the next day, right?
Correct.
And that's what you're trying to avoid because, let's look at what they did last night. They used Clark and Pfaadt, both roster moves today, right? They used Ryan Thompson and Jonathan Loaisiga. They stayed away from Paul Sewald. They stayed away from Kevin Ginkel. They stayed away from the high leverage arms. That's what you want to do. It would be beneficial if you had one guy that could soak up 2 or 3 innings in that spot.
100%.
And so maybe
now, I just don't think it's as important for this baseball team as having another option that could pitch a 7th, 8th, 9th inning.
And I will say this, overall, the starters have been going deep enough into games to where you haven't overworked.
In an Erod start, I'm never going to need a long man.
It's a fantastic point by you. Anytime Erod goes.
Mike Soroka, I'm never going to need a long man.
Well, he did give up 4 runs in first inning his last time out. So
well, he did that twice, but he settled down.
Really settled into that start from there.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, I think with the way the team is currently playing with their rotation and their bullpen, I think it's better to construct it this way, to have more interchangeable arms that can get you 3 outs and have more guys readily available than it is to have the traditional prototypical long man that can eat up, 3 or 4 innings.
I tend to agree.
I think they can get away with that.
And I think they need that more. I think it's better for this roster as it's constructed.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, do the Cardinals need to trade one of their running backs? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag goes in the air.
Returns to the Irish Hills of Michigan.
Joey Logano has. He spun, he slapped the wall, and this was part of the gamble. Caution flag is out.
Where the Heritage Trophy is once again on the line.
Drift wide in the apex. Here he comes off turn number 4. He'll rocket off the corner to the start-finish line.
It's the Firekeepers Casino 400.
This Sunday at 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period, full stop, especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt-attracting carpet-soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be...
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk diamond sourcing. Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As one of 3 diamond sourcing experts, I'm going to explain just how differently we source our diamonds and why that guarantees your engagement ring will be the most beautiful. For starters, there's no middleman. We source directly from trusted industry leaders we've partnered with for generations. We work with them in person and negotiate on our customers' behalf so they get the best prices possible. We also pay our partners in cash, and in return, they reserve the most beautiful diamonds just for us. I handpick and inspect each stone under 10 times magnification. Other jewelers use the Diamond Database to buy stones sight unseen with grainy pictures and videos. When you purchase a diamond engagement ring with Shane Company, you can trust that me and my team have personally handpicked your stone for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com to find yours. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay, then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Who doesn't love a way too early trade candidate story from the NFL? I know I do. And that's what we got today on ESPN. Dan Graziano, early trade deadline candidates to move. And you have your Max Crosbys. You have your Kyle Pitts, Spencer Rattler, Alvin Kamara, Kayvon Thibodeau. There were two names on here related to the Arizona Cardinals. One was Josh Sweat. We talked about this yesterday. The Ian Rappaport tweet that said Sweat's not going anywhere. They are not trading him. So I think that is our standard operating procedure until we're given information otherwise. And I think that makes sense. Trading him now would, I think, be a mistake. It's you do that first, you don't do it last. We talked about that when he didn't show up to OTAs, that if they misplayed their hand here with how angry he was, they should have traded him in free agency or in the offseason or the beginning of the offseason rather than wait now until the summer where the value is going to be lower, teams aren't going to be as aggressive or needy, the leverage is on their side, and you're just not going to get enough back, and you're going to have a huge hole in your roster. So the Sweat part of this story, I think I put to the side. Maybe if the Cardinals get some phone calls around the trade deadline because they're out of it by that point, maybe they can be enticed to trade him at that stage, but there's still 2 more years on the deal. As the ESPN story points out, there's some dead money associated with the contract as well. So just a lot of moving parts to that. I don't think that's something that will happen now. But the other name that was listed that I think there's a possibility that they do something with this position group, maybe not this player in particular, is James Conner and the very crowded running back room. Can you give me all the names, Producer Evan, that are in the running back room? Do you mind doing that little bit of research for me?
Of course not.
We know the mainstays, right? Jeremiah Love drafted number 3 overall.
So right now in the room at running back, they have Jeremiah Love, Tyler Algier, James Conner, Trey Benson. Give me a couple minutes. Other ones aren't even listed on the depth chart.
Well, by the way, you didn't catch this, but I did
number 3.
I said it. Instead of saying number 3 overall, I said number 3 overall. I just said it.
You said it.
You can play back the tape.
Number 3. We should cut that.
I pulled the U. Well, listen, Corey's been working very hard on the drops. Maybe that one doesn't make the cut, you know?
I don't know. He's going to be in here. Some days we don't even know what he's cutting.
There hasn't been a single day where I have known beforehand what he's putting in there.
Which is tough.
Well, it's just an adventure for all of us when we get the email of what he put in the system, and we're like, oh, these are going to be good. But I think there's 6 names total in that running back room.
Yeah, they also have Corey Kiner. I don't know why they make this so difficult.
You just got to go to our lads. This is
our lads?
This is some rookie producing work by you.
Our lads?
Because I'm going to have this in 2 seconds, and you're going to feel pretty foolish. I could have done this if you were going to derail the show this way.
Sorry.
I'm already looking at the Cardinals depth chart. So they have Jeremiah Love, Tyler Algier, James Conner, Trey Benson, Bam Knight, and Corey Kiner. 6 running backs in the room. Jeremiah Love's not going anywhere. They just took him number 3 overall. Tyler Algier's not going anywhere. They just signed him as a main piece in the offseason. So those 2 guys are not going anywhere. Bam Knight, Corey Kiner, those could be, camp cuts as they whittle down this roster. Those guys don't carry a ton of value. So then you're debating between James Conner and Trey Benson. And the story points out that they did just kind of rework James Conner's deal during the offseason. And so maybe that means Trey Benson is more likely to be the odd man out, because if they wanted to just move on from James Conner, they could have done so without reworking his deal the way that they did. And so does that mean Trey Benson is the odd man out? I will tell you what, they're not going to carry all these guys. Somebody's going.
No, they're not going to carry 6 running backs.
I think they're only going to carry 3. They're going to carry Love. They're going to carry Algier. And I think they're going to carry one of...
Unless they feel one of them's great on special teams.
Well, Jeremiah Love's got that covered.
And I'll double down on this. If they run Jeremiah Love...
He's been out there.
At kick returner in week 1.
I've seen it.
It would be a travesty to this organization.
If you can say it. I think it would apply.
It
here.
would be organizational malpractice.
Yeah, I think it applies there. So I don't think they're going to keep 4 backs. But to your point, if they want to keep somebody strictly for special teams, don't you think that would be Trey Benson over James Conner?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It would be Trey Benson, in which case now I think you're talking about if you're only keeping 3, using one of them as special teams in Trey Benson, you're going to have to move James Conner after you just reworked his deal.
Which the story points out that it probably means that Trey Benson is the more likely candidate to get moved.
Correct.
To break up this room. And I will say this, Bam Knight has been a special teams player in the past. So if you wanted to keep somebody strictly for special teams, he would be that guy. And then that would mean you're moving both Benson and Conner, and I don't think that's very likely. Would a team really carry 4 running backs, though? Or would they just have somebody stashed on the practice squad?
I think you would just stash one on the practice squad.
Let me see if I can look at what they're at their roster at the end of last year. They had 4 running backs on the roster last year. They had a bunch of...
Just 4 is the max you can do.
They had a bunch of injuries, though, because they had Bam Knight, Amari DiMercato, Michael Carter, and Jamar Jefferson late in the season. Because remember, both Benson and
Connor go
went
down.
Let's see where it was at the beginning of September. They had Connor, Benson, DiMercato, Bam Knight. So they carried 4 last year. Now, different offense, different head coach. They carried 4 last year. So they can carry 4 again. Then that means they can keep both of these guys. But I just don't... What value does keeping both of them around do?
Nothing.
Because Tyler Algier and Jeremiah Love are going to get the lion's share. Between the two of those guys, 75% of the work?
The only reason they would... Yeah.
Between the two of those guys.
If not 80.
Okay, so let's call it 80. Let's go to an even number.
Right, because you'll imagine if you drafted Jeremiah Love and he doesn't get over 60% of the work.
Well, and then they paid Algier, and I think they could split between those two guys to keep them both.
So let's call it 50-30.
I think that's reasonable, 50-30 between the two of them. So now I've got 20% that I got to split up between James Conner and Trey Benson. What type of impact and role can they have with that 10%?
0.
And I'm paying James
Very
Conner.
little.
I'm paying James Conner a decent chunk of change to get 10%.
Doesn't make any sense.
Trey Benson's a young player. I would rather give Trey Benson the 20% than to split it 10 and 10. I'd rather trade Conner, give Benson the 20%, see if I've got something in him. I know what I've got in James Conner, and I've already replaced him. Tyler Algier is the James Conner replacement. Jeremiah Love is the future of this team at running back. And so it's also about the style that you want there. What style of back do you want? I just don't think they can keep all 4. They did it last year. They kept 4 backs. But do you really want to keep these 4 and basically have James Conner and Trey Benson never see the field?
I just don't understand why you would keep both of them if they're never going to see the field. And I just, for the life of me, will never understand them restructuring and going through all that process with James Conner just to then sign Tyler Algier and then draft Jeremiah Love.
Well,
it just shows zero plan in the offseason. And honestly, you know what it is?
Just utterly disappointing.
And there's no other words for it.
It's not coherent. It's not following logic to pay cut James Conner, sign Tyler Algier, then draft Jeremiah Love.
Correct.
It
makes 0 sense.
So one of the positions to keep an eye on as we get closer to training camp, because I think one of those two guys between Conner and Benson is on the move. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream when we come back. It is a Take a Note Thursday. What have we gotten right lately? What do we want to add to the list? We'll get to it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
The Smashing Pumpkins return. The Rats in a Cage Tour. 2 unique sets celebrating melancholy at 30 and nearly 4 decades of unruly hits and dark treasures. November 11th, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. The Smashing Pumpkins. The Rats in a Cage Tour, live.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
A bean and cheese burrito for $1. In this economy? Hell yeah. Del Taco's new Get a Lot for What You've Got value menu has over 10 items, like the value bean and cheese burrito with red or green sauce for, you guessed it, $1. Del Taco is winning the value game with some of your favorite items, like the snack taco, mini shakes, and the $1 value bean and cheese burrito. Did we mention it was just $1? I know, we can't believe it either. Get to Del Taco today. Hell yeah. Price and participation may vary.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Wrapping up hour number 1 here of the program. Thanks for hanging out with us. Chris Schubert, producer Evan here on the lunch break. It is a Thursday. A Take a Note Thursday, where we share our takes that we want written down to be judged forever. Good, bad, indifferent. We want it to be in the ledger.
And we got some ones to clear up.
Oh, great.
No, actually, you did better than me. You did better than me. Nice job.
Wow.
The D-backs will win 4 of their next 5 series. With last night's loss, they officially split with the Dodgers. So guess what? You are down 1. Your next one was we will miss the at least the first full month of MLB season. We won't know that. A.J. Brown will be a Patriot.
That's a win.
It's a win.
Sorry, I'm looking at the drops. I didn't have that. Sorry, I didn't have that page open.
And then me, the D-backs will go 4-3 in their next 7.
Wrong.
No, there. Would you like to get us started?
That's it. That's all we have.
That's all we have to clear up right now.
Take a note. Corbin Burnes will pitch for the Diamondbacks this season. I just think if he's able to put this strain behind him, and this isn't something that is going to take him out for the year. It's a setback, right? There's just time that needs to allow this to heal.
I think he is going to want to give it a go at the end. Even if it's just for 1 or 2 starts, he's going to want to be out there.
Just to get a feel.
Well, just to get back, right? And then if he is able to make a couple of starts, and I know if it's just 1 or 2, it's going to feel really weird for me to say this out loud, but just making 1 or 2 starts at the end of the season allows him to go into the offseason with some sense of normalcy to then go into what will be a regular normal ramp up in spring next year.
Yeah.
Whereas if he doesn't start at all between now and the end of the regular season, it's still going to feel weird next spring.
Correct.
So I do think there is some value in him doing that if he is healthy in a position to do so. I think that's going to push him to want to do it. So I think he will.
100%. I think there's major value in him getting a start or 2 because it'll feel normal going into the offseason, going through the, his typical throwing program. All of that will feel very normal for him. The Knicks will win the finals in 6 games. Jalen Brunson told me I have a broke jump shot.
I mean, Brunson was great last night.
He was. But broke jumper until the fourth quarter.
The roller coaster ride that it must have been.
Oh my gosh, for Knicks fans last night.
To be back in the finals, to feel like you got a chance. And then before you even get to halftime, it is the shot of a player walking back to the locker room.
And not just any player.
And it's the player, like the guy. Like if he's not there.
Yeah, for a second.
It's over.
Within a 10-minute span, we had Jalen Brunson go to the locker room, and they did a quick shot where Wemby got up a little gimpy on one of his falls and took 2 or 3 limps. And for a split second, I was like, oh my God. We're going to play this without either superstar.
And then Brunson comes back. By the way,
and was great.
Great night for those of us that have Karl Anthony Towns for NBA Finals MVP. Wemby had a bad game, and everybody's giving Karl Anthony Towns credit.
And he was great.
That's right.
He was great last night. And I think the biggest concern for him last night was, or just in this series, was can he limit the fouls? Defensively, he's going to struggle if he can't, on racking up fouls. There wasn't a lot of fouls called, period. I thought they really let them play last night. And he reaped the rewards of that. He only had the 3 all night, and he was great. What if he's just awesome?
Yeah, that's right, Karl Anthony Towns. You were awesome last night.
Yeah. What if he's just awesome?
He was. He was.
You got another one?
Oh, that was yours, right? That was okay. I have another Diamondbacks one.
Okay.
Mitch Bratt makes a start by the All-Star break.
That.
There's an opening now, right? Brandon Pfaadt sent down. They're going to stretch him out. He's not going to be the first. By moving him down. See, with him being on the active roster, you can kind of convince yourself if you need a starter, we don't want to make a roster move. We'll give Brandon the start. We'll use him as an opener, right? Well, now you've sent him down. You've admitted, okay, this isn't working. You've thrown up your hands and you've said, we've got a problem. And so now that you sent him down, you have to make a roster move to call somebody up. And so now you may look to somebody who is more prepared or in a better spot. And I think Mitch Bratt can be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Mitch Bratt is in a better spot. The Cardinals.
I want the updated numbers. Hold on. I just want the updated numbers for Mitch down in Reno. 2.68 ERA.
In Reno. And that is so incredibly impressive.
I need some box scores. I know he was just placed
What's he done in his last couple starts?
Well, he was just placed on the injury list a couple days ago. So I know that. But
10-day, right?
7-day down in Reno. Thank you. I want the game logs, please. His last time out, May 29th. He only pitched 2 innings and then he left hurt. So his last start before that, 5 scoreless on May 23rd.
How many innings do you think he gets you? 5?
Right now? Yeah, I think you would probably take 5, no?
Yeah, I think if he comes up, he'll give you 5 innings.
I think you would take that. You would say that's a successful start if he does that.
No, I wholeheartedly agree.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Yes, the Cardinals will trade one of their running backs before camp starts.
I like this one. They're going to move one of them because they have value, right?
Yeah, they have value. I think both have value. You're telling me, and I know they went out and got Pacheco, but you're telling me like a team like the Lions wouldn't want James Conner to fill that Montgomery role?
That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? That's kind of a nice comparison.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't
He's
matter.
a little older. I don't know if he can hold the same workload that he did early here, but you can still use him exceptionally well.
I guess it doesn't matter that they just gave him a pay cut because nothing that they've done with their running back room has been coherent. So I guess they could just trade him.
They don't know what they're doing.
Right, we're applying.
And the minute we learn that,
right,
we're okay.
So just throw logic out the window. They could trade him. I think they'll trade one of them for sure. Just because I think they're too valuable to you in a tradable asset than they are in the limited role that they're going to carry, right? I think getting a draft pick's actually a better usage of those guys than to just say, hey, you're going to get 10% of the work, 15% of the work. Hour number one of the program in the books. We got more on the Diamondbacks, what the Suns should prioritize in the draft. But we start with buy or sell next. It's the lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. For many listeners, a criminal record can feel permanent. Thankfully, Arizona law allows convictions to be set aside and civil rights, including Second Amendment rights, to be restored. For the hundreds of listeners we have assisted to date, the results have been life-changing. If you're ready to find out what's possible for yourself or a loved one, we can help. To book a free consultation today, call 855-GUN-RIGHTS or visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com. That's RestoreMyCivilRights.com.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band.
You know your man is working hard.
Saturday, August 22nd, 8 p.m. The Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. The Gene Simmons Band performing your favorite classic hits. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wecopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wecopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
Monument Valley? Check. Grand Canyon? Check. Sedona? Check. Camelback? Check. Think you've seen it all in Arizona? Well, if you haven't been fishing, you haven't seen a thing. From ponds and reservoirs to rivers and lakes, our state has no shortage of ways to cast a line for beginners and pros. And a fishing license is your passport to all of them. Get your license at azgfd.gov and discover a whole new way to see Arizona.
Fridays at 5, I'm out exploring. From hiking up Camelback to skiing at Snowbowl, the adventures never stop with AAA. It's membership that travels with me, whether behind the wheel or a passenger. In my ride, my buddies, or a rental. AAA's got 24/7 expert help with tows, battery help, and more. Plus, branch services like free passport photos and trip planning. Membership gives you all this and more for less than $6 a month, and I can add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today. AAA, your membership to go.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
The lunch break here, KDUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us today here on the show. The hottest sports takes in the Valley, all a part of Buy or Sell. Producer Evan, take it away, my friend. Perhaps we open hour number 2 with the investigation coming to a close.
Yes.
I don't like the play. We have found it.
I have found it. May 21st.
So it was the day prior, and it had nothing to do with the bunt.
Nothing at all to do with the bunt. It was about the tush push, which is tough to... Here, let's see if I can...
Montage reel of all of the times that they have done the tush push. I mean, just a masterclass intro. It's awesome. Excellent job by the Philadelphia Eagles and their social media team for trolling everybody. Great job. I don't love the play. I don't like the play.
There it is.
I don't like watching the play.
There it is. We found it. May 21st. Now, we did attempt to find the bunt that I'm referring to.
We could not find that.
Can't find that.
So that part of the investigation remains open, but the maybe the most important part?
I don't like the play. We know where it came from.
We know where it came from. It was a conversation about the voting on the tush push. Push on.
And we will push on into Buy or Sell.
Yes. I'll start with a specific one to last night's NBA Finals game. The Spurs made a mistake by not playing Harper in the final minutes of the game.
It felt like with how good he was playing early in the game, you got to ride the hot hand. No.
And De'Aaron Fox, and I like De'Aaron Fox a lot. He was terrible last night.
And listen, I'm the guy who says dance with the one that brought you. So I'm a believer in you do what got you to the place where you're 4 wins away from the NBA Finals. But it's not like Harper is a nobody to this rotation. Fox has missed time, and Harper has played in his absence.
Correct.
So I would have just rolled with the hot hand.
I think I would have too. And I think, like you said, it came down to the dance with who brought you conversation, which I'm okay with, but wasn't the decision that I think.
I think it's different. If Harper is a role player who doesn't play a ton, and plays like 5 or 6 minutes a night. And
it's not what he is, though.
And people are like, oh, you have to sit Fox because he's not playing. Well, put Harper in. And everyone's like, well, wait a minute. This guy doesn't play. How do you know this is going to work? It's different because Harper has a more significant role, and he was playing better in the game.
Correct.
And basketball is more of a you ride the hot hand kind of sport.
100%. 100%. Cade Stroud, we will pitch tonight.
I'd like to just check on something.
When he pitched in Reno?
I just want to know when he pitched last in Reno because, and I'm victim of it too. We do this thing where we're like, oh, we got a fresh arm coming up from AAA. That person might have pitched 3 of the last 4 days. I have no idea. I haven't been watching, Reno on a daily basis. So let me see if I can see the minor league game logs. We need to do better as a baseball society with minor league baseball statistics. I'm sorry, we just have to. It should not be this difficult.
It's really hard.
For me to find when he pitched last. I'm going to find it because I think I kind of know where to go. No, but here's the problem. He's not. Oh, there he is. He's still on the roster. I was just going to say he's not on the Reno roster anymore because he just got called up, so that's going to create a bit of a problem. Cade Stroud last pitched May 31st. Nice and fresh. So you know what?
Nice and fresh. He'd say he's pitching tonight.
He's pitching tonight.
End all be all, he is pitching tonight. They will once again bat Geraldo Perdomo leadoff.
We think Catel's back tonight in the lineup, right? I know they're trying to keep him fresh, but I don't think he's gonna be off 2 days in a row. They may slow walk him back and he may DH tonight. But he's going to be in the lineup, and if he's in the lineup, he's hitting lead.
And then where do you?
You know what? It's a fantastic question you asked. I don't know. I don't know where you put him. Maybe you put him back in the 9 spot. I don't know.
And then what's the lineup? Gabby 3,
Well, they did the Gabby in the 3 spot 2 nights in a row.
Number 3rd. Was that the only win in the series? They hit Gabby 3.
Well, has Gabby hit? No. Maybe look at. I don't have the lineups in front of me.
I'll pull it up.
I don't know. I think in the opener of the Dodger series, Perdomo was still hitting 3rd.
I don't think so. I think Gabby hit 3rd that night.
Is that when they faced Lauer in the opener?
You're talking about Monday?
Is that when they faced Lauer?
Yes.
Because you were the one that brought the Nolan stats against Lauer to the table. So then, yes.
No. Sorry, that was you're right. Perdomo hit 3rd in game 1. Lauer was game 2. I'm getting a little tripped up because it's a 4-gamer.
Code has asked for a new drop, Geraldo. Who said that? Who said it in a way that's droppable?
Geraldo. What if he's just awesome?
I would love that. I would love Geraldo Perdomo to just be
fantastic.
Back to being awesome. That'd be great.
What if he is just awesome?
I mean, it would make the team a lot better.
It would make the team quite a bit better because right now it's horrible baseball.
Last night was rough. I wouldn't call it horrible just because of the team you're facing, but I hear you.
And, they're just trying to be, what if it's just awesome? That's it. The Suns will once again win more than 40 games.
Yeah, more than 40 games. I think I'm good with that. I think saying that they're going to do better than they did last year.
I think that's a little harsh or a little fast.
I think it's harder for me to envision exactly how they get there without a really they're going to have to get really lucky, I think, to win more games than they won last year. A lot of things are going to have to go their way on the injury front, with some player development and player progression. They're going to have to just basically nail every move of the offseason. I think to win more than they won last year and to start creeping towards 50, they have to be really lucky.
Very lucky. But they weren't lucky last year.
And they won 45.
Right? Everything went wrong last year. You got hurt at every turn.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations to the Phillies. They just scored 5 runs for the first time since May 18th. What if it's just awesome?
The Phillies offense today.
Look, it's a little bit of a stretch. Also, this it just took longer than I expected. This Padres team stinks out loud.
The returns have been 0.
Zero.
That's their offense.
That is their offense. That is one of the worst offenses I've watched.
I mean, but Fernando Tatis did hit his first home run of the year the other day.
He did.
So
he's not the issue.
Manny Machado's the problem.
I was gonna say, I know he hasn't hit the ball out of the park. He's hitting 280.
Is Machado hitting? Is he hitting 175?
Tell you what he's hitting.
He's got to be close.
175 on the dot.
It's been bad.
Wow. That's impressive by you.
I mean, I was mostly guessing. I didn't have the number committed to memory, but I just know he's been really bad, and I knew he was hitting below 200. I just didn't know exactly where it was.
Yeah, exactly where it was. All right, next one's fun for you. Dylan Gabriel didn't have any choice in wearing number 8 next year.
Now, this may be a little laborious, so just bear with me here for a second. I'm going to need more details.
See, Verse is wearing 8, which has been taken away from Dylan Gabriel.
Okay. All right. This is so.
But, the not taken away, they're both wearing it in practice.
That's not how that works.
No. I'm telling you.
I understand that, but this isn't college football. You can't have somebody.
Verse is wearing 8. Gabriel also wearing 8.
Wrong. Somebody's going to have to lose that battle, and it's not going to. Let me tell you who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Jared Verse. So Dylan Gabriel may want to start doing some research on other numbers that are available within the organization.
You know what? Brown's number's available. You don't want to do that, do you?
Now, this may be a little laborious, so just bear with me here for a second.
I would describe it as extremely laborious.
For you to go through the active numbers for the Browns, yes, I would.
For the Browns.
I would classify that as laborious. Yes.
But you get my point.
What did he wear in college? 10?
No, I think he wore 8. I'm just going to look up a college picture of him.
But he transferred, didn't he? He was at Oregon and UCF?
And I think he wore 8 at both.
Did he? I for whatever reason, I can see him wearing 10.
Okay.
What did he wear in high school?
Okay, so here it is. All right. No. He wore 8 at Oklahoma.
I forgot about the Oklahoma.
11 at UCF.
Okay, so I was close with the 10.
8 at Oregon.
So, okay, is 11 available? I don't know the Browns' numbers.
Okay, now we're doing it.
Well, of course we are. I need to know who's wearing number 11 because then I have to determine if somebody is wearing 11, does Dylan Gabriel have enough cachet?
Trey Avery is wearing number 11, the cornerback out of Rutgers.
I think we could wear 11 if we wanted to.
Yes. Some other notables, Isaiah Bond wearing 0, can't wear that.
No, you can wear 0 now.
No, I know you can wear it.
Oh, like he can't wear it.
Yeah.
Well, he could ask.
He could ask. We got a lot to work on here. It looks like 10's available, by the. Oh no.
Who's wearing 10?
Judkins.
No, you can't. 10 is taken. Yeah, no. 10 is not available.
That unfortunately.
Yeah, that one's not.
Unfortunately, not available.
So he can wear 11. Well, he's going to have to negotiate for 11.
Correct.
Well, other quarterback numbers is like 14 available.
I'm sure it is.
7 available.
I was going through who was wearing every number, so I couldn't find available numbers. I can find numbers taken.
That would then, in fact, then
give
also
you the
tell
available
us
numbers.
who's
I
available.
know.
Is somebody wearing 7?
All right, give me a second.
Is somebody wearing 14?
Now we're doing it. Now
is somebody
you
wearing?
Said you didn't want to do this.
12, I think, is Shador, right?
12 is Shadizi. Yes.
So 12 is taken.
Okay. 1 available. No, 2 is Shador.
So 12 is available.
Yes. 6 is available.
Okay, 6 would work. That was Baker's number. That's a little scary, though.
Can't wear that.
He wear
14 available.
We can go 14 then.
No other numbers in the teens. The only available numbers, if Verse were to wear 8, would be 6, it would be 1, it would be 14.
So 6, 1, or 14. That's it. We got to the bottom of it. He's going to wear one of those numbers. Okay.
Congratulations.
Now, you brought us to this place because you asked this as a buy or sell topic.
Yes.
So just all on you.
Hey, dude. Is that a problem?
Well, no, you just said we did the thing. Well, we only did the thing because you brought us to the place where we could.
I just really wanted to let you know that they're both wearing 8 in practice, and this is like a cowboy standoff here for these two.
It's not because he's going to lose.
You don't think this is a good standoff?
He's not even the starting quarterback. He may be the third string quarterback. You don't win the number battle with the guy who was just acquired in the Myles Garrett trade. You're going to wear 14 and you're going to like it.
You did this.
What else you got?
All right. Last one for you. Tonight, the D-backs will split with the Dodgers.
It's Robleski going for the Dodgers, right?
It is Robleski versus Ryan Nelson tonight over at Chase Field. 6:40 start.
You'll be in attendance.
I'll be in attendance. I do want to let everybody know. No, I went to a loss last year at the end.
Oh, you were going to tout
I was on a streak there of Diamondback wins, but I saw them lose to the Phillies late in September last year.
So you're going tonight?
I'm going tonight.
Will they split? Wroblewski's been really good this year.
Tough.
The pitching for the Dodgers is just really good.
1-6 in your last 7 would be tough.
I found our storyline for tomorrow if they lose.
That's all I got
You
for
want to file that one away for the daily special tomorrow if the Diamondbacks lose tonight. 1-6 in their last 7. It's probably going to be what we discuss tomorrow on the show. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. When we come back, the one trait that the Suns should prioritize in the NBA draft. I'll tell you what I think it is next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag goes in the air.
Returns to the Irish Hills of Michigan.
Joey Logano has. He spun, he slapped the wall, and this was part of the gamble. Caution flag is out.
Where the Heritage Trophy is once again on the line.
Drift wide in the apex. Here he comes off turn number 4. He'll rocket off the corner to the start-finish line.
It's the Firekeepers Casino 400.
This Sunday at 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
Foreigner, celebrating 50 years.
You're as cold as ice.
5 decades of hit songs.
It feels like the first time.
Come alive on one stage. Foreigner. Sunday, October 18th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com. All the hits on one stage. Foreigner, celebrating 50 years, live.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Yes, I'm a fan of keeping mornings simple, a fan of cheap breakfast, a fan of starting the day right. And that's why I'm a fan of McDonald's, because I can grab a sausage McMuffin for $1.50. Plus, they have plenty of other goodies in the under $3 menu, like a sausage biscuit, sausage burrito, hash browns, premium roast coffee, iced coffee, or any medium soft drink. With breakfast this good, you're sure to become a fan of McDonald's too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. For much of Game 1, it looked like the Spurs had a firm grip on the NBA Finals opener. San Antonio controlling the tempo, built a 14-point lead, and then Jalen Brunson did what Jalen Brunson does. He took over late. The Knicks searching for answers in the fourth quarter. Brunson poured in 13 and completely flipped the game. What looked like a Spurs victory suddenly became a New York comeback. At this point, it's no longer surprising. The Knicks captain has been their greatest weapon throughout the playoffs. When games tighten late in the fourth, New York knows exactly where to turn. Through the 2026 postseason, Brunson has shot 59% from the floor, better than 60% from three-point range in the fourth quarter. Every championship contender needs a safety net when things start to unravel. For the New York Knicks, that safety net is Jalen Brunson. And in Game 1, his brilliance was the difference. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance. Scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. They can't stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m., though. They can help you sell, they can help you market, and they can help you hire in one place. They cannot help you be in 3 places at one time, though. And while they can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business at LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/Dan Patrick Show.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay, then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KTUS AM 1060.
We are getting closer and closer to the 2026 NBA draft. And I've found myself lately consuming more and more NBA mock draft content to get ready for what draft night might look like for the Phoenix Suns. Right now, sitting with just the 47th overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft, there have been rumors out there. Nothing gaining a ton of steam at this point, but there have been rumors out there that the Suns are interested in the idea of getting into the first round in the 2026 NBA draft. But I want to talk about the overall philosophical approach that I think the Suns should have. And I think it's a really fascinating debate. I think there's 2 interesting camps that you can find yourself in. And reading the mock drafts and seeing the different players that are available when the Suns pick at 47, I think there's 2 things that you can decide to do as the Phoenix Suns. With the limited draft capital that you have, you can choose to take the 47th pick and I think do one of 2 things with it. You can either use that pick to roll the dice to try to find the second round player that becomes a superstar, right? You can go the low floor but high ceiling player. You can take the gamble, right? Because you don't have a first round pick, because you only have 1 pick in total, you've got to try to shoot for the stars. You've got to try to hit an absolute home run, and you've got to be okay with the idea of striking out in the process. That is one camp that you can put yourself in, and I do think there is value in that thought. Because if you do find that star, if you do find the Nikola Jokic, if you do find the Draymond Green, if you are able to hit on a second round player that is more than just a rotational piece, that can be your get out of jail free card. That can be your Disney World fast pass to getting back into the Western Conference scene. So I understand why you could consider that the philosophy you want the team to follow. I, however, think there is a more practical approach to take, and it is the approach that I would take if I was sitting in the chair. And that is, get me the guys that have the most experience in college. Get me the guys who are seniors, who are redshirt juniors. Get me the guys who are fifth-year seniors. Give me the guys who have been in college. Maybe they've transferred once or twice, and they've got a serious resume. They're not a freshman or a sophomore that is, still 18 or 19 years old, and there's still so much for them to learn. Get me the more finished product. Yes, I know that probably means a much lower ceiling, but for the Phoenix Suns, who have the financial issues that they have right now, that are trying to do this balancing act of being competitive, moving this team in a positive direction, while also trying to maybe be under the first apron and also the luxury tax. The way you do that is you get some high floor options in the draft. So you have cost-controlled players to fill out your rotation. Oso Ighodaro, a guy whose deal they just guaranteed for this upcoming season. Second-round pick, making $2.3 million. A key rotational player. Not a guy with a super high ceiling, but a guy that's got a pretty decent floor. You got to find more guys like that. So get me the point guard that started all 5 years in college, that's been on a couple of tournament teams, that isn't going to be a top 10 point guard at any point in his career, but is going to be a floor general, that is going to know their role, is going to defer to Book, is going to defer to Jalen Green, is going to be able to distribute the basketball. He's going to be able to calm things down. He's never going to wow you with his play, but is going to be a key rotational piece. Give me the wing player, the 3-and-D wing player to replace Royce O'Neal or Grayson Allen out on the wings. That is a good shooter, is good defensively, but is never going to be a superstar. Give me the high floor guys. Give me the guys who I know are going to be able to come into my system, that are going to be able to, as rookies, immediately be able to impact my team. You took the high ceiling guy last year in Kamal Malawach. You rolled the dice with the first-round pick that you did have, and you took the high ceiling guy. I like that. I like that approach. But you've got one pick right now. Let's make sure it's a sure thing. I'm of the belief that with these picks that you have, and you don't have that many of them, you don't have control of your picks, you got to get on base.
The first guy you described is the guy who won a finals game for the New York Knicks last night.
Jalen Brunson. Now, Jalen Brunson's a superstar.
But when Dallas took him in the second round, they saw a point guard who had 4 years of experience, who had played on a lot of good teams, who was maybe undersized, maybe not the best NBA prospect at the time, but you saw a guy who had played a lot of basketball and knew what it took to win.
And he wasn't what he is now in Dallas, but he was a good player for them.
Correct.
And so, yeah, whether it's a point guard, whether it's a power forward, whether it's a wing player, find me the guy who's played 4 years in college and has been on a couple of tournament teams and has that experience of making a deep run. Find me somebody from Florida. Find me somebody from, UConn. Find me somebody from Michigan State, if we want to do that whole thing. Find me somebody who's had a ton of experience, a ton of playing time, a ton of maturity. Give me somebody who's close to a finished product. It may not be a superstar finished product, but give me somebody who Jordan Ott could immediately find minutes for and trust in a key role for this Suns team next year. That's the trait that I'm looking for, experience.
That's what they need. You need an experienced point guard who can run this offense the way it's supposed to be run. You know that you're going to have guys kind of rotate. How about this? They also have one of those on the roster. Colin Gillespie.
Right. I mean, he wasn't drafted by the Suns, but he is that guy who Denver took him because of the experience.
A 4-year guy, been on deep playoff runs. Right? Like, it's worked for you. You've seen those archetypes work in the NBA. And I'm not saying they have the highest ceiling. I'm not saying they're going to turn into a second-round pick that, becomes Nikola Jokic. You're not always going to turn into Jalen Brunson. But you don't need that guy to turn into that player. You need whoever you bring in to fill their role, know how to play in this offense, how to be part of this team, and fill their role to the best they can do. And for a rookie, it's better to have an experienced guy to somebody so you can have an immediate impact.
I'm just looking through the second round of the most recent mock draft from Kevin O'Connor over at Yahoo Sports. And, Code put some names in the chat as well. But, Jaden Bradley out of Arizona, a senior guard, right? Not a huge flashy name. And yes, there's the Arizona connection, but a senior guard, right? Braden Smith, another name that Code mentioned.
Braden Smith, a senior guard who's been on deep runs in the tournament, done it with the big center in Zach Edey, has done it outside of that, right? Like, knows what different teams look like, how they're going to run different offenses. That's a guy I think could be perfect.
Like, let me read you what Kevin O'Connor said about Richie Saunders, the senior wing out of BYU. Saunders is a hard-nosed two-way wing who plays with manic energy, hustling around the floor for steals on defense and jumpers on offense. The team that gets him knows exactly what they're going to get out of him. He's also skilled, though, with a quick trigger jumper, soft touch on floaters, and a feel for moving the ball. It's going to be 25. He's mostly a finished product. But you know what? A guy who is going to play with manic energy, hustling around the floor, that's the type of guy you want. I don't know if he's going to be there when the Suns pick, but that's the type of player you should be looking for. A senior. Yes, he's going to be 25 years old. So he's basically a finished product. But he's a finished product that can very easily fit exactly what you need. That, to me, experience over high ceiling right now. I've only got one pick in this draft. I got to hit a double. I can't try to swing for the home run and strike out. Last year, you had 3 picks. You could go for the ceiling play with Kaman Malawach. You can go for the singles and doubles with Rasheer Fleming, right? I think with this pick right now, where it currently stands, hit the double. Hit the single. Yep. Get on base. Keep the line moving. So plenty of names. Maybe we should do a draft.
A draft of our mock draft?
A draft of guys we would want the Suns to take.
I like that.
At pick 47.
I got to tell you, starting with a lot of code guys.
Coach says, I'm taking Emmanuel Sharp over Saunders if you want a shooting guard wing. You understand the point when you read that description, a player that's going to be in the second round, a senior wing at that age, you can understand how you can find a player in the second round of this draft that can actually help this team, that can actually make this team better. That's what you should be looking for. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, what might the trade deadline plans be for the Diamondbacks? And did yesterday's news change them? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
A small commitment, at least 1 day a week, helps reduce ground level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Ride public transportation. Carpool. Commit to 1 day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
When there's a car wreck in the city, does a bear sit in the woods? Not if it's Law Bear. Law Bear Auto Accident attorneys fight for every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
You're invited to a very special evening with Boz Scaggs, live in concert. Rhythm Review Tour 2026. Boz Scaggs performing all the hits and more for one night only. Live at Mesa Arts Center, Saturday, September 26th. Boz Scaggs, live in Mesa, Arizona. Get tickets now at mesaartscenter.com.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
2 Jeeps, $50,000. 2 big nights. Only at Casino Arizona this June and July. Earn entry starting June 1st. Then join us on Wednesday, June 24th and July 29th for the grand prize drawings. You could drive away in one of 2 Jeep Wranglers or win your share of up to $50,000 cash. Don't miss your chance to win big. Details at CasinoArizona.com. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
When I scraped my car in that parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
At Banner Health, we don't wait for the future. We build it. We're finding new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with a patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. It's no small work. But to us, it's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
The Spurs are the Chiefs of a few years ago.
I'll give you a better one. It's the Warriors pre all the champions. Yes. Because once Wemby and the Spurs rattle off a couple, they're villains.
But right now, they have a player like Mahomes or like Steph who is fun, who changes the game, something we've never seen before, and they have this gravitational pull.
I think it's a great comparison. Right now, it's easy to want to see Wemby and the Spurs do well because it's their first time, right? So it would be their first championship with this core.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
The Diamondbacks finish up a 4-game series with the Dodgers tonight. Producer Evan will be in attendance. Surprised that you're not going this weekend with your team in town. Those pesky Washington Nationals over the weekend.
My team's not here till September.
I thought you would be in the building over the weekend. See the Nats play, but you go see the Dodgers instead tonight. Finale of this series: Ryan Nelson, Robleski for the Dodgers. Hopefully, the Diamondbacks can save a series split tonight against the Dodgers, although the last couple of nights have not given a ton of confidence that another win is coming in this series. And we are moving closer and closer to the MLB trade deadline. There's still a lot of baseball to be played before we get there, but with each passing day, we do move closer. And ESPN's Jeff Passan shared today his early first look at the trade deadline for all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. And he put the Diamondbacks in the category of acquiring talent, but could ultimately sell, right? Kind of, yeah, but. And what he said about the Diamondbacks was their objective is to add talent on the margins to a solid foundation. And the player that he suggested for them to go out there and get if they were going to add somebody would be Garrett Whitlock, relief pitcher, and talked about how they don't really need a ton on the offensive side with Tommy Troy and Ryan Waldschmidt, and then Corbin Carroll, what they've got offensively. Eduardo Rodriguez and Michael Soroka have pitched really well, so maybe not a super need in the rotation, although based on the way this is written, it feels like he wrote this before the Corbin Burnes news came out, and I do think that's going to change this a little bit. I do think that's going to change their plans. I think adding on the margins has always been the name of the game for the Diamondbacks because they can't spend as much as everybody else can. And so you're always looking for, cheap ways to improve your team, maybe not the splashy way to improve your team. But offensively, we've talked about this in the past. There's not a ton of clean outs for them to upgrade their offense, right? First base, maybe a potential position, but you got a ton of guys who may rotate through that position. Second base, you got Ketel Marte. Shortstop, you're not changing anything with Geraldo Perdomo despite his struggles. Third base, Nolan Arenado has been great. The outfield, Ryan Waldschmidt, Corbin Carroll, Tommy Troy have all been good. You're going to get Jordan Lawler back at some point. You're going to get Lourdes Gurriel back at some point. Catcher, Gabby Moreno. There's just not a lot of areas for you to upgrade offensively. Maybe you want to add a bench bat, but again, that's a type of move where you're improving on the margins. You're not making a big splash. I think if there's going to be a major move, it's going to be on the pitching side, and it's going to be in the rotation. I think that is where the Diamondbacks can make the biggest move to help them out. Because if you go out there and you get a starter that elevates the floor of that room, it's not only going to help your rotation, but it's going to help your bullpen, because on days where whoever you go out there and get pitches, you're not going to have to use a ton of arms. Now, you can always add bullpen arms. I think teams, no matter if they feel like they have the best bullpen in the world, should sniff around the relief market and add an arm at the deadline. Every team should. Every playoff team should add an arm, even if they feel like they have the perfect bullpen.
No matter what.
Always
Right?
had
Like,
somebody.
You always had depth. You always had arms because you never have enough pitching.
But starting, Brandon Pfaadt got sent down to the minors today in the hopes that they can stretch him back out and he can be a starter. Corbin Burnes, not going to see him until September. If something happens to this rotation, who's getting called up? Who's taking the place? If Zach Gallen's struggle continue, who's going to take his spot in the rotation? If Michael Soroka falls back to earth a little bit in the second half of the season, is it Mitch Bratt or bust? Is there somebody else? I mean, Mitch Bratt is currently on the injured list. He's dealing with back inflammation. So it's not something that they are thinking is serious, but serious enough for him to get put on the injured list, and he's going to miss a start or two. So is that your best option if something happens to the rest of your rotation? Mitch Bratt and Brandon Pfaadt? Your depth is pretty thin at this point. Merrill Kelly missed the start of the year because he was hurt. So adding a starter feels like priority number one if the Diamondbacks are in a position to add at the deadline. If we get to when the window begins to open, because I really don't think the window is open for any significant trades to be made in Major League Baseball right now. I still think we're a couple of weeks away. I think you'll start to see maybe something happen by the end of this month, but probably not till the first or second week of July. But maybe by the end of this month, you start to see the activity pick up. It's still way too early. Teams are going to want another month worth of games, another 20 some odd games to see if they can bridge the gap, draw themselves closer. Like the Tigers reportedly are telling people that they're not open for business yet.
Yeah.
They want to see.
And they won't be open till business till 10 days before the deadline.
So you're not getting anything out of Detroit in the month of June. So it's going to take a while. Teams are going to want to evaluate this until the last possible minute. So I don't think there's a huge sense of urgency here for the Diamondbacks because I don't think anyone is in a position to make a deal. But you know how I feel about what the Diamondbacks did last year. I like that they made moves, kind of early in the process when they decided, hey, we're out of this. Let's make moves. Let's be aggressive. Right? They got in front of it with the deals they made with the Mariners for Suarez and Naylor. Like they were the only move that they made last minute was what? Merrill Kelly?
Yeah.
That was towards the end of the deadline.
Yeah, that was right up at the deadline. That was it, though.
The other moves they made kind of
a couple days prior.
And I think the Suarez move was even earlier than that.
Yeah, it was 10 days.
So acting first can sometimes be a benefit to you, especially if you're a buyer. You can kind of set the price. But we're just still very far away from a place where the Diamondbacks or any team really is going to be super active and aggressive in making a move. And so, yeah, maybe a couple of days ago you make a move on the margins, but I do think a significant addition to this rotation is probably going to be required if the Diamondbacks find themselves in a spot to be buyers at the deadline, because there's just not a lot of in-house options. I think we're going to get a Mitch Bratt start by the end of July, by the All-Star break. I think Brandon Pfaadt will see a turn in the rotation at some point, but those can't be your only two options. You got to have somebody else. And I think they'll add somebody else. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. One more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show. We call them the leftovers, and we will get to them next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Full stop, especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Living in the desert, SRP customers have some great questions, like, can I lower my electric bill? The answer is absolutely. A great place to start is making sure you're on a price plan that works best for you. We also have programs to help you use less energy and save money. Plus, as a not-for-profit, SRP already keeps rates as low as possible. SRP, delivering water, power, and answers since 1903. Find ways to save at srp.net.
The NASCAR Cup Series. Green flag goes in the air. Returns to the Irish Hills of Michigan.
Joey Logano has. He spun, he slapped the wall, and this was part of the gamble. Caution flag is out.
Where the Heritage Trophy is once again on the line.
Drift wide in the apex. Here he comes off turn number 4. He'll rocket off the corner to the start-finish line.
It's the Firekeepers Casino 400.
This Sunday at 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS app.
All right, let's get right to it. Closing up today's edition of the lunch break. Boy, I can't believe tomorrow is already the Friday edition of the show. We have a Trivia Friday. We got weekend winners. A lot of good stuff tomorrow on the program.
We do. We have a lot of good stuff.
We got to recap a series with the Dodgers. Some NFL news that broke today that has an impact on a receiver for the Arizona Cardinals that I want to get to that I didn't get to talk about today here on the show.
I was going to lead with that. Do you want?
Let's save that.
Okay.
Let's save that for tomorrow.
Okay. Let's save that.
I got some thoughts.
So then I will start with last night's NBA Finals game. The Knicks get a win on the road in San Antonio, and the series starts in game 1 because the road team gets a win to start. You know, Jalen Brunson told me I have a broke jump shot. That's
30 points for Jalen Brunson in his NBA Finals debut. Karl Anthony Towns was great. Do you know? All right, I don't know if you saw this. Can you tell me the date on the calendar the last time the Knicks lost a basketball game?
Okay, so give me a second. So it's 12 straight. They have not lost since the first round. First round was the day of the Kentucky Derby. That would have been game 7 of the first round. It's called early April. I think now I'm going too far. No, I think I'm right, though. I think it's April 10th.
April 23rd was the last time. April! We're in June! We're in the playoffs! It's the last time the Knicks won or lost, a playoff game. April 23rd. They're up 1-0 on the Spurs in the NBA Finals.
Insane. Some people thought they were going to lose in the first round.
To the Hawks, yes.
To the Hawks. They've won 12 in a row.
By the way, big game tonight. Stanley Cup final.
That's where I was getting into next.
My apologies.
You're just stealing leftover stories left and right today.
Sorry. Real quick on the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
What an idiot. The dude that tried to get the selfie.
Oh, my gosh.
What a moron.
What a moron.
I hope that's our drop for tomorrow. Me saying, what a moron.
It was
because we'll use that a lot.
It was bad. It was bad. It just.
I mean, how stupid can you be? Which is always a disaster for me. Yeah, it was a disaster. And good. Lifetime bans. You can never participate in the sport again. Watch it from home.
Is that what it was? A lifetime ban?
Yep. To 2 people. A fan and then a friend of the fan who was with the fan.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
What if you go to a game and you're like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and then your friend does it, and you get the lifetime ban anyway?
Well, I'm assuming that the reason that the second individual got the ban in this case is that there is some other evidence that points to that they were a willing co-conspirator.
Yeah, you would have to imagine. But in general, your thoughts on if that happened?
I mean, if you tried to stop your friend and he did it anyway, I think you have a case. A case could be made. I don't think that's what happened here, though.
I don't either. I don't think that's at all what happened.
Bunch of clowns. Bunch of clowns.
Like you run out there to take a selfie. It's not even cool. Selfie's not even cool. Did you see the video? He didn't even get Victor Wembanyama's head in it.
I mean, you're short compared to Wemby. Anybody's short compared to Wemby. That's hard to, in real time, kind of judge, you know?
Yeah, but, dude, you're going out there. You're risking it all. You need to make sure.
Again, we're not endorsing the behavior, but I would agree with you that if you're going to do all of this, the picture better be good. And in this case, it was not.
It's terrible. Terrible pick. Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup.
Like this. Take a note. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes. Real big bounce back spot tonight.
Hurricanes looking for a bounce back performance in game 2 after what was a crazy awesome game 1, huh?
Well, they were up 2-0 and they lost.
Yes. No, I know that they lost. But I mean a 5-4 finish in which Vegas gets the last goal with a couple minutes left. Crazy game 1. Now you have game 2, Carolina minus 162 tonight. And if you wanted to get in the building, how much would it cost you?
In Carolina tonight?
Yep.
$250.
Ooh, $634.
I'm sorry, what?
$634 is what it would cost you.
It's game 2. We got a long series here.
Do you want to know what it would take you to get into Madison Square Garden?
Oh, it's like 10 grand.
$7,250 to get into Madison Square Garden.
They sold out MSG for a watch party last night. You see?
Did you see the video of the police outside?
It was like the game just let out.
It looks like the Dark Knight Rises, where they have that scene where Bane's guys take on the police. It's like do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that?
I've never seen the film. So.
Oh my.
You never seen it.
Have you seen any of the Batman movies?
I saw the Robert Pattinson one that just came out.
That was good.
I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
Now, I am a Robert Pattinson fan.
Okay. Are you a Christian Bale guy?
Not really.
That's really. Anyway, you should watch he has 3 Batman movies. They're all fantastic. The second one is the best movie maybe ever made. And yeah. Trent Williams, by the way, yesterday acknowledged that his career nearing its end. He's on 17 or 18.
Who said this?
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. Thanks, Trent. I mean, we've been doing this dance for the last couple of years.
But I just want to let you know that he confirmed it.
Okay. I appreciate him confirming it.
Yes. So
I appreciate him confirming what we already know.
And then did you see the news that, while sad, made me chuckle a little after the show yesterday?
The news that was sad that made you chuckle. This could be anything.
The Padres DFA'd Nick Castellanos yesterday before he got to have an at-bat in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm sure you had a nice laugh at that.
That's supposed to be.
I mean,
you would love if Pete got DFA'd by the Orioles.
No. Pete, I want Pete to have all the success in the world in Baltimore.
Oh, you don't.
Hope he has a great career. You just have an irrational hatred for about 20 of the 26 members of the Phillies roster.
No.
On a regular basis.
That is not true.
I think
not
this.
true.
I think the 6 that you're okay with, Christopher Sanchez.
Love Christopher Sanchez.
Kyle Schwarber.
Yes.
I think he's not part of the 26, but I think you're a big Mattingly guy. So you're in on him. Duran.
Duran.
You're good with him. Wheeler, I think you're fine with.
Yep.
And that might be where the list ends, to be honest.
Wrong. Listen, I might get on Harper at times. I'm a Harper defender.
No, you can't stand it.
That is such a lie.
The same way you feel about Trey Turner is the way you feel about Bryce Harper.
That is such a lie. Trey Turner's stealing money from the organization. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Not allegedly. I cover my bases.
Yeah, okay. We're done here. I think we just put a bow on this one, and we just say Thursday edition.
I already know allegedly is going to be a drop.
Can't wait to see what we have in store for the Friday show. Jim Rome is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do, even whatever the end of the leftovers just was. Everybody have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.